Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am creating a really simple slimline card using the Besties from Hello Bluebird. So first of all, the idea was to stamp out only one image, being this one from Besties, and I am doing some no-line coloring using my distress inks. So I'm stamping it out using antique linen distress ink, and this is on Strathmore Bristol Smooth. And I have die cut this rectangular panel using the large Slimline width slider from Fawn. So the colors on the side were the ones that I was planning on using. In the end I will not use them all, but it was a process, so yeah. Just to also keep showing the colors that I was going to use, I didn't think of zooming in on the coloring, so I hope it is clear enough. I'm really sorry, normally I zoom in more, so yeah, I forgot that, but I hope it's clear enough. What I'm doing is I'm taking my paintbrush to the ink and I take a lot of the ink on top of my paintbrush really heavily without using any water almost, and then I take it to the side of the image where I want to create more shadow. And then I go to my water, I make my paintbrush damp and I drag the color into the rest of the image to soften it a bit more, to create some shadow and also adding some layers. So for the images I am only using browns. Originally I was thinking of adding some gold on top of these images, but then I was done with coloring everything and I was too afraid of messing things up, and I really liked how far I was already, so I decided to stop, and I still don't regret that. At the same time, I'm also still curious what it would have been with a bit of gold on top, but I hope you like this one as well, as much as I do. So I just keep adding layers until I'm happy with all the shadows created, and then I continue with the rest. So now I will be putting on some music and afterwards I will be back. So I have drawn on some hills using that antique linen because I wasn't sure whether it was going to work out, so I kept it really lightly in the beginning, and as soon as I was happy I used that pumice stone to go over it a bit more, create a bit of a dark background. But as you can see, I colored in the images, and the rest of this scenery is free drawn with my hands. Normally it's something that I don't really do because it's daunting and you can mess up things so quickly, uh, but this time I did. So after I added all these hills, I decided I wanted to try out some trees. So I did a really simple sort of tree. I don't know how they are called in English, so I will not pronounce what I was planning on painting, but I'm actually just adding some lines, going straight up, but I'm not going like in a really straight line. I want it to be natural, a bit organic. So yeah, also again starting with the antique linen, I will darken it up a bit more with the pumice tone as soon as I'm happy. But yeah, that's how I created my background. So maybe you saw it in the beginning, but this card is going to be a friendship card, and if I may, I just want to dedicate this card to all of you. I must admit, when I wasn't even starting with making cards and I saw some of the videos of Christina Werner at that moment in my life, she was talking about the community and how people really encourage each other and really support each other without even knowing the person behind the card. And I thought it was strange at first, but now I am doing this for I think 2.5 years now, and I must admit there are so many people out there like you, like me. I was really surprised by it, and I'm so grateful that I can experience all the supports and the encouragements and the lovely comments, the questions if needed. Everything is welcome, and I must admit now I truly understand what she was talking about, Christina Werner, when she said it. I also have made some wonderful friends, never seen them before because we live like in the States and it's not that easy, but it's truly amazing. And I want to thank you all for that, and if I could, I would send all of you this card. That will not be possible, but I am really thankful for you all. So just wanted to say that. And yeah, still doing those trees as well, so I'm not adding a lot to this card, but I just wanted to be powerful in its simplicity, if you know what I mean. So maybe you would prefer some more color on this card, maybe you like it like this and it's perfect for you. So many possibilities. You can always leave it down below if you would have liked it more with some more colors, or if you just like it the way it is right now. So now I'm also darkening up my trees with some more shadows on the left, so adding the pumice stone there, and on the other side I just keep the antique linen. So at this moment I decided that I wanted to add some splatters, because of course it's really simple, but I didn't want to splatter anything on my images, and I just took the stamp set and I laid it over the images, so on top of them, and this way you cannot splatter the images. So I just was happy that I didn't have to fussy cut anything. So maybe it's also handy for you. but if it's just for splattering, you don't need to create like really tight and really perfect masks. You don't need that. So I'm just adding that antique linen, and then I will also add some shimmer. Therefore I am using my Income 3 liquid pixie dust. So before I can add my sentiment, I first have to heat set this panel, because with the splatters on top of it, it's still wet. And just like the liquid stardust from Fawn, this liquid pixie dust also can stay wet for a while. And since I want to heat emboss my sentiment, I first have to get my panel dry. So since I am using browns, I wanted my sentiment to be gold. So I have taken my Versamark clear embossing ink to stamp out this sentiment, and then I am going to add my Nuvo embossing powder classic gold. So I'm just prepping my panel with some anti-static, and then I can continue with the rest. I'm just melting my sentiment, and then I decided to take my foam tape and add this to the back of this panel, because I used my heat gun, and then you can really warp your panel. It was quite alright with this one, but just to make sure that it was straight when adhering it, I just decided to immediately go for my foam tape, and then it flattens it out already quite a lot. So I'm adding this, and as soon as it is adhered to my panel, to my card base, this card is ready. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I know that I didn't zoom in on the coloring, and I'm truly sorry for that. I will try to not have the same problem next time. I just forgot, truly. But I hope that you like this card, and that you are inspired to do something similar. I truly appreciate you all, and if you love this video you can always give it a thumbs up. I would truly appreciate that as well. And for the rest, if you have any questions, please leave them down below, and hopefully I will see you back next time. Bye!